Hello, everyone. Today we will be examining teacher technology self-efficacy. First, we must ask, what exactly is teacher self-efficacy? Basically, it is a teacher's belief that they can positively enhance a student's behavior and/or academic performance in the classroom through their teaching practice. For this particular discussion, it also deals with the teacher's ability to use technology comfortably in that teaching practice. The original interest in self-efficacy can be attributed to psychologist Albert Bandura. He claimed that there are four sources that help to create a person's sense of self-efficacy: verbal persuasion, psychological arousal, vicarious learning, and enacted mastery. That leads us to today's question. Do a majority of teachers hold a strong technology self-efficacy? The following slides in this presentation will discuss my claim, the evidence to support my claim, my reasoning behind the claim, and the resources used in the slides. I believe that a majority of teachers do not hold a strong sense of technology self-efficacy. Now, before everybody starts coming at me with pitchforks and torches, let me point out something. There is a key word that makes all the difference: strong. Throw that word out and we'd be having a different discussion today. But I do think, and I believe their evidence shows, that it is possible for a person's self-efficacy to change and levels to increase. So now let's look at the evidence. In the article by Hans, Shin, and Co., both groups had varying levels of self-efficacy before entering their student teaching. Those who believed in a more student-centered plan had higher levels than teacher-centered practitioners. Yet post-student teaching, both groups saw an increase in levels of self-efficacy. This growth indicates to me that levels are able to be increased. So how strong were they to begin with? Barton and Dexter found that when only one source of self-efficacy was shown during PD, levels actually dropped. But again, I question the strength of the beginning levels. While self-efficacy and self-esteem are not the same thing, we all know that one bad hair day can drop our self-esteem into the toilet. So fluctuations in self-efficacy can make sense also. However, Barton and Dexter later pointed out that a more holistic approach to PD greatly increased levels of self-efficacy. An important point when thinking about the fact that Bandura proposed self-efficacy and that his social learning theory dealt with both modeling and observation. It's also important to point out that Barton and Dexter also mentioned that cognitive mastery is up for debate. Who is able to say if someone has mastered a cognitive skill? Take Apple products, for example. If someone were to ask me if I had knowledge of Apple products, I could say yes. I do own an iPhone after all. But if they were to hand me a MacBook, I might be able to figure out how to turn it on after 5 minutes or so. This leads me to my reasoning behind the claim. When it comes to technology that I have used in the past, I'm very comfortable in using it and showing others what to do. But if it is a new device or software that I haven't seen or used before, I need time to play with it, read the manual if there is one, and maybe watch a few tutorials to better understand it before I would be comfortable to use it in front of a group of students. I've also been in classrooms as a TA where a program has been updated and the new design has thrown the teacher. They've gotten flustered or confused, and it's placed a roadblock in the lesson plans. Or a substitute for a class doesn't understand how a program works and is unable to assist the students' questions. And most importantly is the constantly changing world of technology. We just start to feel comfortable with something, and boom, a new version appears. It would be hard for anyone outside of the technology industry to feel a strong sense of self-efficacy without constant training, especially when they are not always introduced to these new programs or devices immediately. And it seems like a new one appears almost daily. I mean, how many different iPhones do we really need? And what do you mean no one uses floppy disks anymore? Thank you for listening.